Hi, my name is Diana Deryazhna, and I'm Product Marketing Manager of Menta Triage DC, the application that will help you to determine the class of service of your work item using the triage tables. Let's have a look how it works. Here is it, Menta Triage DC application from Movisoft. The first screen is a menu of services, Kanban boards programmed in a lead time form. You can save several Kanban boards data here for your convenience. They will be all displayed on the screen. To add the service, simply click on the plus button in the right top of the screen and choose your data. The shape of lead time curve, is it a thin or fat-tailed one? You can also use the pop-up hints to remind yourself what it means. Let's start with a real example. Let it be fat-tailed one. And choose the fat-tailed. This will be the real data from a real company from one of our case studies. Minimum lead time is 1 hour, maximum 77 days. And here we can see the percentile. The app will automatically calculate the percentile due to your data, but you can also choose to dial it manually. And of course, we need to input how many hours is there in our working day. So then we press Save. The system will automatically redirect us to the calculator to calculate the class of service. Let's imagine that right now we are at a replenishment meeting, whatever replenishment meeting for this Kanban board is. For instance, we would like to launch a small Kanban book at the next Kanban conference in India this year. We expect this book to be popular the first days during the conference and maybe a few more weeks after that. To determine the class of service for this task, we need to start with choosing the corresponding lifecycle value function which best matches this work item. In our case, it is very front-loaded time. The lifecycle period in our case is 1 year because we want to update this book every year for each Kanban conference in India. Desired delivery date is the conference, which is planned for the 1st of December, and we would probably like to have this book ready by the 3rd of December. Custom expectations. We do have a deadline in our case, right? Start date. If we are saying that we are at a replenishment meeting right now, let's have a look what will be the class of service if we start this task today. And it is a fixed date, which means that cost of delay will go up significantly after the deadline. There is no surprise here because we are dealing with a fat-tailed lead time curve. Let's have a look at the result for the thin-tailed one. We have 1 hour as a minimum and 22 days as a maximum lead time here. Let's go to the calculator and input the very same data and calculate the result. Well, here we have standard class of service, which means that we can treat this work item as a standard class of service if we have thin-tailed lead time curve. Let's see if the class of service is going to change if we start, for instance, in July. Well, no. So we can still treat it as a standard. And October? Still standard. November? We still have standard. As long as we are getting closer to the deadline, let's try to identify the moment where our class of service is going to change. Let's say the 17th, still standard, and the 18th is already a fixed date. So we have found our changing point, which means if we start working on this item before the 17th of November, we can treat it as a standard. But if we start after the 18th, it already has more risk, so it should be treated as a fixed date. Knowing that, with the help of the application, you will be able to easily decide what to do now, what to leave until later, and if so when, and what not to do at all. The application will serve you as a small advisor and will work as a pocket calculator, giving you an instant answer. Whenever you go, while at a replenishment meeting, the correct answer will be always there for you, just at your fingertips. If you have any more questions left, please visit our website movisoft.com or contact us through the contact form there. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter so we can keep you informed about our updates, new releases and related information. If you like an application, please rate it in your App Store. We would be happy to receive your feedback.